and lead you in the right direction. At least they should be trying to practice Christianity. They should be trying to make Jesus their Lord. It's not hindering you from doing what God said for you to do. When God was ready to deliver the children of Israel out of the house of bondage to have them dwell with him, he called them to be separate. When he called them out to be their king, to be their Lord, to be their master, he gave them a set of rules to follow. Let's go to Exodus, the 20th chapter. All of you know these rules very well. Verse 1. Exodus, the 20th chapter, verse 1. It says, and God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which hath brought thee out of the land of Egypt. I did it. I'm the one who did that. Out of the house of bondage. I mean, know that we be in some houses of bondage. Place where we constrained. Can't move. Not free to worship God like we want to worship him. This was the children of Israel in the land of Egypt. We know Egypt is a symbol of the world. He said, verse 3, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow thyself to them, not serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God. I'm jealous, and ye have a right to be jealous. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generations of them that hate me. You gotta watch it when we start hating on God, because he's gonna make your family suffer. Down the line, when you're not even here, you're still suffering because of decisions that you've made. Verse 6, showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Verse 7, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that takes his name in vain. Verse 8, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heaven and the earth, and the sea, and all that is in them. All that in believes. And rested the seventh day, wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Verse 12 says, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. 13 says, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor. And all the people saw the thundering and the lightning and the noise of the trumpet and the mountains smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. God said, you want to be my people? Let me show you how I want you to live. This is how I want you to live. The commandments were designed to lead Israel out into a life of practical holiness. Children of Israel had just come from Egypt, a land of many idols and many gods. And it was common in Egypt to worship many gods in order to get the maximum number of blessings. Y'all ever know anybody that serve a lot of gods? Oh, I want prosperity. Here's my little prosperity God. Put that on the shelf or wear that. Oh, I need some good luck today. I'm getting ready to go to an interview. Ooh, here's my little God for that. Ooh, I want God to bless my children. Here's my little God for that. Ooh, I want God to bless this or bless my job. Here's my little God for that. Bless my health. Here's little God. Maximum number of blessings. So when God told his people to worship and believe in him, that wasn't so hard for him to do. just coming out of Egypt. He was just one more God that they could add to the list. Just one more God, no problem, we got that. We already get all these blessings. I'm adding next little God here, sure. But when he said you must not have any other God but me, now that was difficult for them to accept. And so you mean to tell me I need to get rid of all my little gods here? That I don't need these other gods now? You just gonna be enough? And he said, oh yeah, I'm enough. Because those gods you have, they can't even hear. Those gods you have, they can't even talk. Those gods you have, they ain't even alive. They can't even do nothing for you. They got more, you giving them more power than you needed to. Matter of fact, you created them, or you know Sister so-and-so down the street done created them, and you serving them. How foolish you are. How foolish you are. But if they didn't learn that God who led them out of Egypt was the only true God, then they could not be his people. If they couldn't understand that God said me only, then you can't be his people if you don't have all the other gods that you choose to serve. No matter how faithfully you observe the other 9 commandments. That one that says you should have no other God before me, that one right there is no. God set the Israelites apart. He set them apart from other cultures. And he set them apart from other people. They were called to be separate, even in their foods. Don't eat this, don't eat that. They went through a whole bunch of rules and regulations, and they were expected to dress differently, to worship differently, to behave differently than anybody else. They were simply called to be holy.
Yes.
I mean, you know that God has called us to be different. I dare you to be different. I dare you to be different. People notice when you're different. They know the kind of conversations they can have with you when you're different. They know their boundaries with you when you're different. They know they can't just say any old thing to you. I remember being in school, and I had older teachers that was like my mothers and all that, that were teachers, fellow teachers, and they would have some kind of conversations. And my God, you just don't be in their presence when they're talking. And anytime they would say certain things, they would cover my ears for me and say, this is not what my ears. Let me just say this. And they'll say it, and then they say, okay, now you can join us back in the conversation. Because they knew certain things would just make me cringe. I'd be like, oh my God, no, you didn't say that. And so they learned, don't say certain things around this one here. And they were Christians just like I was. But separate. Just a little slightly different. Because I believe in following Jesus all the way. All the way. He said, don't curse, and we shouldn't be cursing. We should try not to. They were called to be separated, called to be holy. In Leviticus 19:2, God told Israel, be holy because I, the Lord your God, is holy. You know that we're his children, right? We ought to be resembling our Father. And if he said, I'm holy and you can be holy too, then guess what? I'm accepting my holiness. Sometimes when you be Christian, you ask them, are you holy? I don't know. I'm trying to be holy. He didn't say try to be holy. He said be holy. Look at somebody and tell them, be holy. Be holy. Be holy. You know what holy means? To be holy means to be separate. Separate. He called and separated the Israelites out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, out of the world, to be a people distinct, to show himself to the world. And now that has been passed on to the church. The baton has been passed on to the church of the living God. We are now to be called the separate ones, the called out ones, ecclesia. Called out to show the world what God is like, to show them his nature. Because really the only Bible the world is reading is what? Us. 2 Thessalonians 2:13-14 says, we are always thankful that God chose you to be among the first to experience salvation, a salvation that came through the Spirit who makes you holy and through your belief in the truth. He called you to salvation when he told you the good news of the gospel. Now you can share in the glory of our Lord Jesus Christ. With all these things in mind, dear brothers and sisters, stand firm and keep a strong grip on the teaching we pass on to you, both in person and by letter. How many, we always ask kids when they go to college, how many were first-generation college graduates or college first to attend church or college? And then we ask the same questions among those that are in the church. How many of you are first-generation Christians? Anybody a first-generation Christian? What does that mean? That means that you're the only one in your family that has embraced Christianity. And nobody's had it. Isn't that wonderful? That means your parents, your grandparents, and whoever was in your life did a good job because it extended all the way down to your generation. But how many know that we have got to infect the world, those religions where they don't know about Christianity? Where they've been Hindu all their lives. They've been Buddhist all their lives. They've been Muslims all their lives. And God calls us to create and to witness to some first-generation Christians in somebody's life. And some are just atheists all their lives. Mama atheist, daddy atheist, all their family is atheist. Nobody's going to church. And some they believe it, they just ain't Christians. God has called us to witness to them. A church's primary objective should be to present God with a holy people. This is why we spend time teaching, because we're presenting God with a holy people. And holy how? Through his teaching. We know that nobody's going to be perfect. Yes, let's get that straight. Set the record straight. Nobody's perfect. I don't care if Jesus comes tomorrow, none of us will be perfect. Because he said that he's going to present to himself a church. That's right. He's going to present to himself a church. That means all the work that needs to be done around our holiness has already been done. We just need to believe it. But he's going to present to himself a church without a spot or a wrinkle.